Hey guys, welcome to my class. Today I'm going to introduce you to the ISTE Standards, which are the standards that we work towards in my both STEM classes, STEM Foundations and STEM Innovations. And I'm also going to talk to you about your blog and the purpose for it. So stick around. So ISTE, this is their website, ISTE.org. It says, be bold with us, dreaming big, transforming teaching, empowering learners. It says, welcome to the International Society for Technology and Education, home to a passionate community of global educators who believe in the power of technology to transform teaching and learning, accelerate innovation, and solve tough problems in education. And so my class is based around the ISTE standards as well as my passions in life and the things that I feel are important for my students to learn. So if we look on here, there are a bunch of different types of standards. There are for students, which are the ones that my students work towards, and then there are a bunch of other ones. I'm going to go to the ISTE standards for students. It says today's students must be prepared to thrive in a constantly evolving technological landscape. Things are always changing with technology. The ISTE standards for students are designed to empower student voice and ensure that learning is a student-driven process. So the student is in charge of learning, not the teacher. All right, I provide opportunities to learn, and the student, you, learn about those things, and you're in charge of your learning. Connect with other educators in the ISTE standards community. All right, you won't be doing that. This is the standards. There are, 7 of them. 7 different standards, and each one is aligned to a different type of thing. So the first standard, students leverage technology. So use technology to take an active role in choosing, achieving, and demonstrating competency or understanding in their learning goals, informed by the learning sciences. Now it has more details, and I use these specific details in the creation of all of my lessons. And so you will, by fulfilling the assignments that I have laid out for you, be fulfilling all the skills that this organization believes is important for you to have with technology, and I fully agree with them. There'll be things like setting personal goals, developing strategies using technology to achieve those goals, and reflecting on the achievement of your goals as well as the way you learn. Building online networks, that's not just social media, but learning environments in ways that support your learning. Using technology to get feedback that helps you to improve, and understanding the fundamental concepts of technology, how technology works, demonstrate the ability to choose and use current technologies, and able to transfer your knowledge to new technologies. So that's empowered learner. Moving on to number 2, being a good digital citizen. Students recognize the rights, responsibilities, and opportunities of living, learning, and working in an interconnected digital world, and they act and model in ways that are safe, legal, and ethical. So this is talking about how the world is really based on technology. Obviously, we still have our friends and family that we spend time with, but now we can interact with people throughout the world, and you've had that your entire life. And so that's not something new to you. But part of these standards is to help you better understand how you can use that online community in positive ways. So for instance, it says cultivating and managing your digital identity. If someone Google searches your name, someone searches your profile, what are they going to find? All right. And becoming in charge of your positive reputation online and being aware of the permanence of your actions. Everything you do online it's saved. It's not going away. Someone can screenshot it, save it, and share it with whoever they want. It's very important to understand that. The next one, students engage in positive, safe, legal, and ethical behavior when using technology. So you're being a good person online, including social interactions online, right? You're not bullying other people. You're saying nice things. You're sharing your viewpoint in a constructive, nice way. Students demonstrate an understanding of and respect for the rights and obligations of using and sharing intellectual property. So that means you're not using someone else's property like yours. Say you find a picture online. I'm using this website. I'm making sure to tell everybody that it's all found at ISTE.org. If I said that this is my website, well, that would not be respecting the rights of someone else, and that's not okay. So we always want to give citations and make sure that we say, this is where I got it. If you watch a lot of videos and they show pictures, a lot of the times they'll show it down at the bottom right-hand side. They'll say like Wikipedia Commons or wherever they found it. Students manage their personal data to maintain digital privacy and security and are aware of data collection technology used to track their navigation online. So hopefully through my course, you realize that you don't have a lot of privacy online, and a lot of places will collect your information, especially once you're over 13 years old. And I'll share that with you throughout the lessons that we go. The third one, knowledge constructor. Students critically curate, so you're putting together information from a variety of resources using digital tools to construct knowledge, produce creative artifacts, and make meaningful learning experiences for themselves and others. So you're taking a topic, you are researching that topic, you are putting the information that you've learned together, and that's a lot what the blog is doing. Okay, and we'll get into that in just a minute, but you are going to take everything that you've learned in the class and put it together in the blog. You are curating, you are putting these things together to help other people learn. All right, and your blog will serve its purpose. It'll teach other people how to do the things that you've learned. You will plan and employ effective research strategies, so you will not waste your time online just sort of going around. You'll actually find good sources and you will research new things. You'll evaluate the accuracy, perspective, credibility, and relevance of information. So say you find some information on Snapchat and you don't know where it came from, right? You should be thinking about, well, is this a good source of information? If it isn't a good source of information, where could you find a good source of information? For instance, let's say you see something about government that is posted on Snapchat. Well, what you could do is you could search a better source. Maybe go to whitehouse.gov. Maybe check with your local representative. Maybe check a newspaper that you trust, right? A news organization, and actually see what was said. Or go on YouTube and find the real video of whatever was being said, but then you need to also make sure that you're getting that from a good source. All right, students curate information. We talked about that. Build knowledge by actively exploring real-world issues and problems, developing ideas and theories, and pursuing answers and solutions. So you are developing, you're going online and you're figuring out things for yourself. An innovative designer. Students use a variety of technologies within a design process to identify and solve problems by creating new, useful, or imaginative solutions. This would be a really good example would be where we're going online, Tinkercad for STEM innovations, and you're designing a 3D model of something in the real world that maybe you want to solve. Maybe you want to come up with a better way for something to work, right? Maybe you want to make a stand for your Xbox controller. You can design that on Tinkercad. It could be 3D printed, and right there you design something new that fulfills a need. All right, I won't get into too many details on the next few just because of time, but I'll give you the resource below so you can pull up the specifics. Computational thinkers. Students develop and employ strategies for understanding and solving problems in ways that leverage the power of technological methods to develop and test solutions. So what you're doing is you are using data, you are using information online, you are deciding, is this good information, and you're using that information to draw your own conclusions. We'll get more into that as we move forward. Creative communicator, this goes to your blog as well. Students communicate clearly and express themselves creatively for a variety of purposes, using the platforms, tools, styles, formats, and digital media appropriate to their goals. So you are going to be communicating the things that you have learned through your blog with the rest of the world. It could be shared with the rest of the world. It could just be turned into me and shared with your family. But you are communicating those things that you have made. So it says students create original work, right, into new create. Okay. So you are creating original work on that blog and sharing it. And you're communicating those ideas clearly and effectively by creating or using a variety of digital objects in your blog, like pictures and video, such as visualizations, models, or simulations. All right. The last one, global collaborator. This one's It's an interesting one, and I think the older you get, the more you'll be able to do this. Students use digital tools to broaden their perspectives and enrich their learning by collaborating with others and working effectively in teams locally and globally. Now, in my class, we focus a lot on those local teams, those teams within the classroom, within my classes, working together. And as you get older, you'll use those skills to then start working with people globally. I know it's part of the standards, but in my class, I want to make sure that we're safe and that we're having good interactions. And if we ever have the opportunity to collaborate globally, we definitely will. But most of it's going to be focused on collaborating, working together within our own classroom. All right. So the blog that you'll be working on, let me pull that up and I'll be right back. So as far as the blog goes, remember, I have 2 classes. Now, if you're in my class, I will have this provided to you in Google Classroom. If you're watching on YouTube, I will provide it in the links below. So I have 2 classes. I have STEM Foundations. You'll see it, the names up here, STEM Foundations and STEM Innovations. Both of the blogs, the first 3 slides are totally the same. So they ask just very basic questions about what is your name. Just put your first name on there. Then, have you always lived in West Chicago? Now, if you don't live in West Chicago, obviously change that name, but that's the town I teach in. And then what are some things you enjoy doing in your free time, as well as what jobs would you like to try in the future? And maybe you'll learn about new jobs throughout my courses. Maybe you won't, but it's important to identify maybe some future goals as well as things you're interested in. Then on slide 5, there is a list of the different topics. So in STEM Foundations, the topics we learn are learn to program a computer, program a basic game, what do all the parts of a computer do, how do electronics sense the world around them, and why does it matter, how do bikes work, bicycles, can I fix mine, learn about NASA and space exploration, what hobbies can you do in your free time, food and sustainability, and then what is screen addiction. In STEM Innovations, we learn about being prepared, so always be prepared, emergency communication and helping others, making 3D models in Tinkercad, how 3D printers work, how does the internet work, viruses and malware and why they matter, how to buy stuff online safely, how to return stuff online, buying a car and how they work, talk a little bit about Tesla cars, electric cars, all about college, and then happiness, success, and goal setting. So while we're working through those topics, what you'll be doing is once you learn something, so for instance, once someone learns how to program a computer, they're going to take a screenshot, and I have that in all my tutorials showing you how to do that. Eventually, what you'll have is an entire presentation filled with all the things that you've learned, including the artifacts, the things that you've created to show other people. Then you will share this with me as well as whoever else you would like, and this will be your proof of what you've learned throughout the trimester. Same with innovations, same exact thing. So there's a slide for every single topic, and you will be sharing the things that you've created to help other people learn, as well as to showcase the things you've learned. And I use this blog as the number one thing to grade you. Remember, if we go back to the ISTE standards, a lot of it is about learning and then communicating the things you've learned. This is how you communicate the things you've learned. So you will be putting everything in the blog. All right. You might turn it in Google Classroom. If I ask you to do that, you'll definitely do that. But you also need to add it to the blog because this is the number one thing. I want you to be able to communicate the things you've learned. So this video has talked about the ISTE standards. Those are the things you're going to be learning. And then the blog showcasing and showing the things you've learned. So hopefully that clears up any questions. Feel free to comment below. And if you're in my class, obviously ask me questions. Have a great day, everybody.